Right class, before this we have done study about how to find the maximum point, minimum point and inflection point in one variable. Remember the maximum point, minimum point and inflection point in one variable, okay, of the function. So now this topic we're going to study about how to find the maximum, minimum and the saddle point of the function of two variables. Okay, so we need to test the second derivatives, okay, of the function of two variables. Okay, so the first step, okay, boleh nampak dah? Alright, the first step we need to find the fx and fy, okay, the first derivatives, okay, for, with respect to x and y. And then second step we need to solve for x and y, okay, by make it fx equal to 0 and fy equals to 0, okay, so that we can find the critical point x naught and y naught. Alright, and then step 3, okay, we need to find the second derivative fxx, fyy and fxy. And then step 4, okay, we need to use the formula by letting d it is equal fxx multiply with fyy minus fxy power 2. Okay, and then if d, this one d, okay, when you have done calculate, okay, if you get d more than 0 and fxx more than 0, it is minimum point. Okay, we call as minimum point. If d more than 0 and fxx less than 0, it is maximum point. Okay, if d less than 0, it is saddle point. If d equals 0, there is no conclusion about that. Okay, so take this note. Okay, from your notes, it is opposite, right? Okay, kalau awak perasan, it is opposite. Okay, at page 158. Okay, so I want to you guys take this note. Okay, take this note. This is the right theorem. Okay, this is the right theorem. Okay, we're gonna use this theorem. Okay, so I give you one example. Okay, one example. This is from my example. Okay, let's say we have a function xy, okay, a function of xy, it is equal 4 plus x cube plus y cube minus 3xy. Okay, so the first step, what? We need to find the first derivative of with respect to x and y. Okay, so fx, so 4 is a constant, differentiate x cube, we get 3x square. Okay, differentiate okay, y cube, it is constant, right? And then okay, sorry, we need to find the derivatives with respect to x. So 4 is a constant, it is 0. Okay, differentiate 4, we get 0. Differentiate x cube, we get 3x square. And then plus differentiate y, it is constant, so we'll get 0. And then differentiate x, we get 1. So 1 times 3y, we get negative 3y. Okay, so the answer is 3x square minus 3y. Okay, and then for partial derivative with respect to y, 4 is a constant, so we get 0 here. And then x cube also 0. And then differentiate y cube, we get 3y square. Differentiate y, we get 1. 1 times negative 3x, we get negative 3x. Okay, so the answer is 3y square minus 3x. Okay, and then what? Second step, which is we need to solve for x and y. You need to make fx equal to 0 and fy equal to 0. So fx from fx equal to 0, 3x squared minus 3y equals 0. Okay, so 3x squared equals to 3y. Okay, negative 3y move to the right, it will become positive 3y. So 3 and 3 we can cancel out. Okay, 3 divided 3 we get 0. 3 divided 3 we get 1. Okay, so x squared equals to y. So this is the first equation. What about fy equal to 0? So fy is 3y squared minus 3x equals 0. Okay, and then 3y squared, we know that y equals to x squared. Okay, y equals to x squared, and then substitute this value y, x squared, into y. It will become 3x squared power 2. Okay, substitute x squared into y, then minus 3x equal to 0. Okay, so it will become 3x power 4. Okay, 2 times 2 we get 4 minus 3x equals 0. And then what? We have 3x here, 3x here. Factorize the 3x. Okay, bawa keluar 3x. Okay, so this one it will become x cubed minus 1 equal 0. Okay, so 3x equals 0. X cubed minus 1 equals 0. Okay, boleh faham konsep ni? 3x times x cubed, we get 3x4. 3x power 4, 3x times negative 1, we get negative 3x. Okay, and then we need to split up. Okay, equals 0. So x, this one equals 0. X cubed minus 1, negative 1 move to the right, you will get positive 1. Okay, and then cube power 3 move to the right. Okay, we need to solve for x. So cube power 3 move to the right will become cube root. Okay, it will become cube root here. Okay, so cube root equals to 1. Okay, if root yang ganjil. Okay, if root yang ganjil. Okay, let's say I give you example. Okay, if root yang ganjil, for example, cube root. Okay, the answer is positive. Okay, positive 1. For example, root 5 of 1. The answer is positive 1. Okay, if root yang genap. Okay, root yang genap macam mana? Okay, for example, square root 1. Square root, that means root 2, okay, of 1. It is positive, negative 1. The answer is positive, negative 1. They have two answers, positive 1 and negative 1. Okay, I give you another example. If you have root 4 of 1. Okay, so this one is genap, right? 4 is genap, it is even. Okay, so it is positive, negative 1. The answer is positive, negative 1. Okay, if root of 6, positive, negative 1. Okay, root yang genap. Okay, the answer is positive, negative 1. If root yang ganjil, 3, 5, 7, 9. So, the answer is positive 1. Okay, so now it is cube root. Okay, root yang ganjil. So, it is positive 1. Okay. So we know that x equal to 0, x equals to 1. Then we need to find the value for y. How to find? From this equation. Okay, so when x equal to 0, so y also equals to 0, right? Substitute 0 into x. So we get the value for y also 0. When x equals to 1, substitute 1 into this x. So 1 square we get 1. So y also it is equal to 1. Okay, so we can get the critical points. the critical points, it is 0, 0 and 1, 1. We have two critical points here. Okay, the critical points. Alright, so this is second steps. The third step is we need to find the second derivatives. Okay, fxx, fyy and fxy. Okay, so we know that fx, okay, fx from fx, okay, fx we get 3x square. Ini saya tulis balik lah, minus 3y. Okay, so how to find the second derivative with respect to x? Okay, from fx. So 3 is constant, differentiate x square we get 2x. Y, negative 3y, it is constant, differentiate constant we get 0. So the answer is 6x. What about fy? Fy tadi we have done calculate, it is 3y square minus 3x, right? Okay, so to find the second derivative from fy, okay, with respect to y, okay, 3 is constant, y square differentiate we get 2y, differentiate, negative 3x, it is constant, differentiate constant we get 0. So the answer is 6y. Okay, and then last one, fxy, second derivative with respect to y from fx. Okay, from fx here. Okay, so 3x square, it is constant. Okay, why? Because we need to differentiate with respect to y. Okay, so differentiate constant we get 0. So differentiate negative 3y, we get negative 3. Alright? Okay, so this is second derivatives. Okay, step 3. And then step 4. Step 4, we need to find d. Okay, by letting d using this formula. Okay, so you need to make a table. CP is critical point. Okay, okay, ni short form. CP is critical point. Okay, and then awak buat cantik-cantik lah. Okay, awak buat cantik-cantik dalam notes awak. Okay, ini saya buat simple-simple je ni. Okay, what is CP? CP is critical point. We have two critical point here, which is 0, 0 and 1, 1 here. Okay, so first critical point 0, 0. What is fxx? It is 6x. So 6x. Okay, what is fyy? It is 6y, right? Fyy, it is 6y. What is fxy? Fxy, it is negative 3. Okay, negative 3. And then, how to find d? By using this formula. Okay, fxx multiply with fyy minus fxy power 2. Okay, it has power 2 here. Okay, so 6x, we know that x is 0, y is 0. Okay, so 0 substitute into x, we get 0, right? Okay, 0 times 6, that means, okay, I show you one by one. Okay, nanti awak tak faham nanti. So d, it is equal fxx multiply with x fyy minus fxy power 2. Okay, what is fxx? Okay, first step, okay, this is x, this is y. X is 0, substitute into this one. Okay, 6 times 0, we get 0, right? So fxx is 0, multiply with fyy. We know that y is 0. So Masukkan 0 into this y. 0 times 6 we get 0. So fyy is 0 also. And then minus, okay, minus fxy. Fxy is negative 3. Okay, dia tak ada variable x and y, so no need to substitute. Okay, so masukkan negative 3. Okay, substitute into this formula. So the answer is 0 times 0 is 0. Negative 3 power 2 we get 9. Okay, negative 3 power 2 we get 9. And also we have negative here. So the answer is negative 9. So this is D at the point 0, 0. Okay, D negative 9 at the point 0, 0. And as you can see this, if D, okay, we get negative 9 here, right? So negative 9 is less than 0. If D less than 0, it is a saddle point. Okay, if D less than 0, it is a saddle point. So conclusion is D less than 0. Therefore, at the point 0, 0 is a saddle point. Okay, this is for the first point. We have two critical points. Okay, we have two critical points. So ini saya tulis balik now. Fxx is 6x. Fyy it is 6y. Fxy it is negative 3. Okay, so ini saya padam lah. So for the second critical point at point 1, 1. Okay, so fxx it is 6x also. Fyy also 6y. Fxy it is negative 3. Okay, how to find D? Okay, how to find D? Okay, by using the formula. Multiply with fyy minus fxy power 2. Okay, so 6x. Okay, for fxx 6x. Okay, we know that the value for x is 1, y also 1. Substitute 1 into this x. 6 times 1 we get 6, right? So we know that fxx is 6. Multiply with fyy. Fyy it is 6y. Okay, substitute value y, which is 1, into this y. 6 times 1 we get 6 also. Substitute into the formula. Okay, and then fxy it is negative 3 power 2. So 6 times 6 we get 36, minus negative 3 power 2 we get 9. So 36 minus 9 we get 27. So D is 27 at a point 1, 1. So the conclusion is D 27, it is more than 0. Okay, we have 2 here. Okay, 2 points here. D more than 0. Okay, so how to identify it is maximum or minimum? So you need to look at the fx. Okay, the fxx. Okay, whether it is more than 0 or less than 0. Okay, if more than 0, it is minimum point. If less than 0, it is maximum point. So D is more than 0. And fxx, this one, fxx, it is more than 0, right? Which is 6. Therefore, at point 1, 1, it is a minimum point. Right? Because fxx it is more than 0. So it is minimum point. Okay, at D, first look at D first. Okay, D more than 0, then barulah awak tengok pada fxx. It is more than 0 or less than 0. Okay, if more than, it is minimum point. If less than 0, it is maximum point. Alright? You faham now? So this is concept to find the maximum, minimum and saddle point. Okay, based on the critical point. Alright. Tak faham boleh tanya dalam WhatsApp, okay?